right, boys and girls. So this is our first writing lesson. And the first thing I want to talk about is how to write with purpose. And we're going to break this down into 4 different little pieces. First, I have my notes. I have my title at the top. It's underlined. Oh no, I'm forgetting my date. That's correct. So I'm going to pop it up in the corner. It is 8/30, 2020. Don't want it underlined. There we go. Okay, so writing with purpose. When we write something, we need to determine a couple things. Who are we writing to? We call that who the audience. It's just like you're communicating with a theater full of people. When you're writing, you're still communicating with a community of people, and you need to determine who it is you're trying to address. And that will affect how you communicate with those people, right? Okay. It's like if I were talking to my grandparents and I wanted to write a letter to my grandpa. I'm going to write that a little differently than I would if I were writing a letter to my boss, right? Same thing. Okay, next is the purpose. The purpose is why we're writing what we're writing in the first place. Let's say I decide to write to my grandpa about his vacation. I'm going to use different tools and a different style of writing than if I were writing to the city to ask about, water quality or something like that, right? My tone would be different. The format I use for my writing would be different. The vocabulary I use might be different because I'm writing for a different purpose. Next is task. And this is really similar to similar to purpose for our needs right now. But know that the task in your writing can adjust and change, and understanding the objective and why you're writing what you're writing is really important to the whole process. And we'll discuss more on that later. And then finally is discipline. And this one might also feel a little foggy at first too. We'll dig in more as the semester goes on. The discipline is like recognizing different styles of writing and why you might use one over the other. So if I'm writing to my grandpa, I'm going to use different tools. I'm going to use a different writing style than I would writing to you guys, right? So those tools, those different styles fall under different disciplines, and that goes in your toolbox for how you employ good writing strategies. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Your task for today and tomorrow. And you have till tomorrow to work on this, so there's no rush. I recommend maybe doing this a couple times to get the hang of it. I would like you to find a New Zealot article and look at clues from the text. Determine who the audience is. Who do you think that author is writing to? I want you to not only write what that audience might be or who that audience might be, I want you to include evidence from the text to support your conclusion. Do you think the article was being written for a bunch of kids? Why? What is it from the text that made you think that way? I also want you to look at the purpose. What do you think the purpose was in the article? Again, show me some evidence, okay? All right, let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.